next fight of the evening. We've got an amateur lightweight bout, Alejandro Brown and Ethan Hayes. This fight's brought to you by Diamond Logistics. Freight forwarding is our thing. Also want to give a shout out to E2A MMA Mike Moran, always on video production for Pinnacle FC. The absolute best in the business.
If you like the production so far, I know I do. I always do. Every show he's at, you get top-notch production.
A couple of experienced fighters here. We're going to move into the advanced amateur rules for the first time tonight, and Jazz Sakiro going to bring out our first fighter.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the sold-out Printscape Arena in Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania. We are live with Pinnacle Fighting Championships Series 16, and we are streaming at Flow Combat. Welcome, welcome. This fight is brought to you by Diamond Logistics. It's in the PFC Amateur Lightweight Division. Let's bring out your fighters. Please welcome to the cage, Alejandro Brown.
Alejandro Brown, 30 years old. 5 wins, 5 losses. Second fighter out of Hooligans Boxing and MMA Club, fighting out of Lakewood, Ohio. Alejandro Brown, this is an interesting style matchup in that Alejandro just 5'9", and guy who goes to a decision a lot, taking on the much taller Ethan Hayes, and a guy who finishes his fights a lot. So really interesting style matchup here between two guys. Alejandro Brown made his debut all the way back in 2010. And then had a layoff of more than 4 years and came back in 2016. His last fight was a victory in October of 2017, a victory over Jason Beverly, 31 years old. And coming from Cleveland, looking to make it 2-0 for Hooligans Boxing here tonight. See Tony Rotari there in his corner. Guy, 10 amateur fights. And as we mentioned, we are moving into the advanced amateur rules, and that means ground and pound is now legal. We move up to 3 3-minute rounds instead of 2-minute rounds.
And strikes to the head.
And strikes to the head on the ground.
So basically everything that you've been accustomed to in the amateur ranks.
Has 1 win via TKO, 1 submission, and 3 via decision. Jazz Sakiro going to bring out his opponent.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the Pinnacle cage, please welcome Ethan Hayes.
Ethan Hayes fighting out of Kingwood, West Virginia, but represents Uniontown Fight Club in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. He is the main sparring partner for Nick Brown, a veteran fighter. You see here the tail of the tape. Got 30-year-old Alejandro Brown, 24 years old Ethan Hayes. You see the height differential, 6 inches there for Ethan Hayes. And you see the 5-5 record versus 5-2 for Ethan Hayes. And an interesting story for Ethan Hayes. He started out his career 5-0. And then has lost his last 2 fights. He lost to Anthony Romero, who's now a 2-0 pro fighter, and also lost to Tyler Collins, another veteran fighter. So looking to pick up a victory and get back on the winning track here is Ethan Hayes.
You know what's nice about Ethan Hayes? He works about 50 hours a week, and yet he still finds time to get out there and train at Uniontown.
Yeah, we talked about that, training every day, 3 to 4 hours a night. It's pretty crazy. One of my favorite stories I remember early in his career, an event that I was actually at against Mike Zenowitz. He was getting, to his, in his own words, he was getting his butt kicked for about 2.5 rounds, and 30 seconds left. He takes his opponent's back and chokes him out, and that's just the type of fighter. He's never out of a fight, is Ethan Hayes. Second time tonight we've had Hooligans Boxing versus Uniontown Fight Club, and first time it went for Hooligans Boxing. We'll see if Uniontown can even up the score here. Bill Bosley, veteran coach in the corner there of Ethan Hayes. And we got to get Nick Brown back in the cage here for Pinnacle. He's one of the most exciting fighters. I mean, if you're not a fan of that guy, then it's tough to, I don't know if you call yourself a fight fan if you're not a Nick Brown fan.
That I agree with you 100% on that. He's a good guy, and he's an even better fighter.
Ethan Hayes in the cage. Jazz Secure with the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now move to the advanced amateurs. That's right, we lose the pads and lengthen the rounds. This fight is brought to you by Diamond Logistics. Freight forwarding is our thing. 3 rounds in the Pinnacle Fighting Championships amateur lightweight division. And now, on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, his record sits even. 5 victories versus 5 defeats. Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing 156.5 pounds, representing Hooligans Boxing and MMA Club, fighting out of Lakewood, Ohio, introducing Alejandro Brown. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing 155.5 pounds, representing Uniontown Fight Club, fighting out of Kingwood, West Virginia, presenting Ethan Hayes. Your referee for this fight is Chip Snyder.
Amateur lightweight action here at Pinnacle FC 16. Alejandro Brown in the blue, Ethan Hayes in the black and white. Chip Snyder, third man in the cage. Alejandro Brown's, I was just about to say, going to try to get this fight to the ground immediately, and Ethan Hayes turns him off the cage. He's going to have to keep his back off the cage if he wants to win this fight. Keep his back off the mat as well.
Brown over to overpower Hayes there, taking him across the cage, places him up against it.
Brown trying to elevate Ethan Hayes there. Looking for the trip takedown. Now looking to try to slam him, and does. Hayes trying to throw it up a triangle, actually. Actually, omoplata attempt here. Now looks like he's transitioning back to the triangle. May have the armbar as well. Doesn't have the armbar now, but has the triangle. Looks like he has either one here.
That looks deep there, Dave.
Alejandro Brown trying to get out of this triangle attempt, but the long limbs of Ethan Hayes. Transitioning again, looks like he has the armbar here. Ethan Hayes gonna try to finish this with some strikes to the head. Looks like,
I like that Brown has not given up yet. He's still fighting to get out of this.
yeah, it looks like he is out of it now for the time being. Hayes needs to get that left arm of Brown back across his chest if he wants to try to lock this triangle in again. But you see just the sheer power of Alejandro Brown staying out of this. Now it's tight.
You can see
This
Brown
is
wincing.
deep now. This might be the beginning of the end, and I'm not even sure if he has a free arm to tap. Looks like he has maybe some blood coming out of his nose. Wow.
Hayes doing a good job at going to the head with strikes to keep Brown guessing what's coming next.
They're tied up like pretzels here. 45 seconds left to go in round number 1. Hayes now looks like he almost has the mount, a mounted triangle. Doesn't have it locked in fully at this point, but again, Brown has been spending about the last 2 minutes trying to get out of this triangle. Armbar now, looks like he might finish this. And Hayes briefly was on top, now just teeing off. 10 seconds left to go here in round number 1, and a big slam there from Ethan Hayes. Wow, he is all over Alejandro Brown. Some big punches here. Wow. Big punches there from Ethan Hayes.
Huge round there from Hayes.
And he is fired up.
much credit to Brown for being able to hold on those 2 minutes inside the submission and then taking a small beating there at the end.
Yeah, he took some heavy leather there the last 10 seconds of that round. Bill Bosley trying to get Ethan Hayes calmed down a little bit here in the corner, but trying to get the heartbeat down and lower the body temperature. You see the corner of Alejandro Brown actually looking like we're doing some work on their fighter here. You see this is the transition here to the armbar, and Brown just barely able to get out. Hayes, did you see transition there and threw some strikes, and this is where the heavy leather comes in. A big slam. Brown went for a ride. Impressive performance there by Ethan Hayes. See what he can do to follow that up. As he actually got slammed by Brown and then took over from there. Nice leg kick there from Brown. Hayes trying to work that jab, circling. And the overhand right over the top. Nice leg kick there from Brown. Hayes has always, in a lot of his fights, done a good job popping the jab. Using that length, keep his shorter opponent on the outside. Not let Brown get inside on him. You see Brown immediately trying to telegraph that shot and maybe try to get inside, get in on the hips of Ethan Hayes. Eats a right hand and another one.
Brown needs to keep his hands up. He's keeping his hands too low, and he's taking those jabs.
Yeah, nice boxing here from Ethan Hayes. Ethan takes the back here. Brown up against the cage. Hayes trying to drag him to the ground. Thought for a second he might try to go for another big slam. He's got the back here. See if he tries to wrestle him to the ground. Has that left arm pinned.
Brown's doing a good job at holding on to Hayes' wrist.
Minute
to prevent
45.
a takedown.
See, he has that almost Kimura grip there over the top, that shoulder of Ethan Hayes, and that's what's keeping him on his feet right now. Hayes looking for the single leg. Looked like he briefly had the control of the ankle. Nice trip there from Ethan Hayes. Saw that Brown was off balance there and just swept the leg and gets the trip takedown. Brown looks like he still has control of that wrist. Looking to try to regain his guard here on the bottom. It's a good jiu-jitsu battle here in the second round. A couple of shots there from Ethan Hayes. Again, trying to take the back here of Alejandro Brown. He needs to get those hooks in. Got the left hook in. Try to get that right hook in and flatten him out. Brown looks like he's trying to stand up back to his feet.
Hayes needs to land some punches to open up Brown.
Looks like he's trying to get that right arm under the chin here.
He is riding kind of high on the back of Brown. Brown can escape from back.
Really high, yeah. Brown trying to get out the back door here. 15 seconds left to go in round number 2.
Nice transition from Brown.
Hayes maybe again looking for that arm bar off of his back. Brown trying to stay heavy on top. Short time here in round number 2.
Not as much action from the two in the second round.
Much closer round there.
I say Brown finished that round to the advantage with the transition at the end. I don't know if it was enough to squeak in on the scorecards.
Hayes definitely took his back and landed a couple shots there on the feet and had the takedown. So it might be to his advantage. Nice trip takedown. You're going to see him just sweep this right leg here. See him sweep that leg, left leg, excuse me, end up on top. And I think Ethan Hayes definitely expended a lot of energy in that first round, and second round was a little bit more methodical.
I think we're going to see that come into the third round. I think he knows he's up 2 rounds right now. He's going to try to ride it out, much like he did in the second round. Brown needs to come out looking for that finish. He can't let this one go through the judges' scorecards.
For Ethan Hayes, you got to think he's going to try to do much of the same, maybe stay on his feet again here in round number 3. He was doing a good job landing those strikes in that second round.
It looks like Brown's pretty gassed here.
Hayes doing a good job here against a guy who wants to try to wrestle you, keeping him at bay. He has a good fighting style to oppose a guy like Brown who wants to get you on your back and try to smother you.
Yeah, Brown needs to close this distance immediately, get Hayes down to the ground.
Hayes now showboating a little bit, saying let's go, let's fight. Nice leg kick there from Brown. Kind of a slapping leg kick though, but that was a thudding one. Those are usually the heavy ones. Now Hayes trying to looking to tee off there for a second for a big right hand. And you see for Brown, it looks like he's just unable to find anything to get inside. There's a straight right from Hayes. 2 minutes left to go in this fight.
I'm surprised he hasn't shot in for a takedown attempt yet.
The biggest thing is, I mean, he's so far away. He needs to get inside of that knee, step in to be able to get the takedown. Otherwise, he's just going to get stuffed.
Hayes doing a good job at keeping him at bay.
There's a right hook that landed from Brown. You see him looking to try to change levels here. See if Hayes makes him pay for dropping that lead hand. Nice leg kick there from Brown. Halfway through round number 3. Left hook there. The right hand that landed there from Ethan Hayes, and now Brown looking for the takedown.
Might be too little too late here.
Nice slam there from Brown. Saw this in the first round as well, and Ethan Hayes was able to look in to try to lock that triangle off of his back. See if he can do more of the same here. Hayes with those long limbs, really trying to be the aggressor. And I think, you know, even with Hayes off of his back, I think right now that's probably what the judges see.
Absolutely. Brown isn't doing much. He needs to transition here.
Hayes trying to elevate, use that butterfly, looking for the sweep. Again, threads that left leg up through, past the shoulder, and was looking for a triangle again. 30 seconds left here in round number 3.
Hayes working to get back to his feet.
Nice job by Hayes getting back there. Now going to try to take Brown for a ride. 10 seconds left to go here in round number 3. See if Ethan Hayes can close this fight out, pick up the decision win.
We're going to the scorecards once again this evening.
It's a good performance by Ethan Hayes there.
I think he's obviously going to get the victory tonight. He's able to bounce back from his 2 previous losses to get back into the win column. I
think he wanted the finish, though.
Oh, absolutely. You can tell.
Here's the nice slam there in the 3rd round.
I have a feeling he's a little disappointed he wasn't able to finish the fight in the 1st round.
Yeah, that definitely was his best round. And I think both of these guys just expended a lot of energy in that 1st round, and the 2nd and 3rd rounds were a little bit slower pace, but still a kind of a back and forth, almost a chess match type of fight, where Brown was really looking to try to get the big slams and end up on top, and for Hayes, he was looking to try to get the submission.
You know, I have the fights unofficially in my scorebook as 30-27, but I would not be surprised if one judge gives it 29-28.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see a judge give that 3rd round maybe to Alejandro Brown. Got a standing room only crowd here at the Printscape Arena in Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania for Pinnacle FC 16, the return. Jazz Secura's got the official result of this fight.
Rounds of amateur action. We go to your judges' scorecards. Judges Andrew Atkins and Todd Kriska score at 29-28. David Gation scores at 29-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Ethan Hayes.
A 29-27 decision there. Interesting scorecard. That means at least one judge gave Ethan Hayes a 10-8 round. I'm not sure which round would have been 10-8, but maybe the first round.
It has to be the first round. I don't see the second or third round being a 10-8 round.
Nevertheless, the 6th amateur win for Ethan Hayes.